Certainly, and Paul, this morning, the cool breeze, what a breath of fresh air, but I'm not holding my breath for more of that.
I think in the mornings, it's still going to be fine.
Really?
We're not talking about ridiculous heat building over the Bay Area. That's going to be over the Pacific Northwest. Let's take a look at what we expect as we head into the weekend. Tonight, well, the same pattern. Low clouds and fog spreading out. I don't think we're going to see that coastal drizzle tonight into early tomorrow morning. And then the inland heat is going to build on Saturday, but kind of a one-day mini heat wave for inland portions of the Bay Area. We're going to return to the 80s and 90s. It's not going to be that bad around here. Farther north, though, that is where we're talking about dangerous levels of heat. We're going to have some more perspective on that coming up during our 5:30 half hour. Let's take a look outside right now, and, well, there's the cloud cover starting to build in as we look towards downtown. The top of Salesforce Tower already obscured. Inland temperatures started to heat up already. Low 80s in Livermore, upper 80s in Concord, but only low to mid-70s for San Jose and Santa Rosa. Downtown, it's cool, 61 degrees the current temperature in San Francisco, only mid-60s in Oakland, and it is breezy out there. No surprise. 15 to 20 mile-an-hour winds, roughly, for most of the strongest sustained winds at the moment, but there are some higher gusts, especially this little bullseye. It usually shows up there in Solano County. If you're going to be heading out to the Bay Bridge Series as the A's and Giants take each other on at Oracle Park, well, layer up. Temperatures are going to be around 60 degrees, but it is going to be breezy, and that low cloud cover is already starting to take over on the San Francisco side of the Bay. So just what you would expect in late June for a game at Oracle Park. Let's take a look at Futurecast, and it does show the clouds spreading in as we head through the rest of tonight, but no flecks of green on the map indicating that coastal drizzle. And I don't think the low cloud cover and fog is going to be quite as thick tomorrow morning, which means it'll dissipate faster for inland locations, which means your temperatures are going to warm up even more. Around the bay and along the coast, you'll finally break through to plenty of sunshine as we head towards midday and into the afternoon. But you're not going to notice a big change in temperatures around the bay and along the coast, even as those inland temperatures return to the upper 80s and low 90s. Tomorrow night into early Sunday, there's a little bit of green showing up again, the return to the coastal drizzle, but basically it's going to be back to that back and forth low cloud cover and fog pattern. Temperatures tonight dropping down mostly into the 50s. This is normal for this time of year. High temperatures tomorrow. This is more of a colorful map. We're using the whole Skittles palette here for our temperatures tomorrow. In the low 60s along the coast, but into the upper half of the 90s for Fairfield, Antioch, and around Brentwood, approaching 100 degrees, but I think even the hot spots stay short of triple-digit territory. Most inland temperatures are going to be in the 80s and low 90s. That's not that hot for late June, but again, the hottest weather is going to be just off to our north. They are going to hit the triple digits for much of Mendocino and Lake counties. Around the Bay, upper 60s in San Francisco, low 70s for the East Bay. Exactly normal for late June. In terms of the fire threat, as temperatures heat up inland, we have to keep an eye on that, but it looks like the fire danger isn't going to be all that high. About halfway up our fire danger index scale between 0 and 10, and the highest numbers we see around Vacaville topping out around 5. And it's going to be a similar story on Sunday. Temperatures will be a little cooler, but close to normally warm for this time of year. For the second half of the weekend, that's going to stick around into early next week. Another little warm up Tuesday and Wednesday for inland parts of the Bay Area, but just into the lower half of the 90s. We're avoiding the worst of this heat wave while the Pacific Northwest is really going to be cooking. We're talking about all-time record high temperatures for Portland and for Seattle. I'll talk more about what's setting that up and try to put it in perspective coming up at 5:30.
Over 100 degrees
Right.
in Seattle.
Almost 110 in Portland.
Most of them don't have air conditioning.
Right,
No.
that's a big problem.
That's the
It
hard
rains all
part.
the time.
Older folks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Right.